Hey guys, I hope everyone is having another great day. I'm going to go ahead and just get right into it. Most business owners screw up automation because they chase those shiny objects. They see some AI tool on Twitter and think this is going to change everything. That's like buying a hammer, but you don't even know where the nails are. And then you wonder why nothing gets built. Here's the truth. Automation isn't about the tools, it's about the targets. Too many founders jump in thinking, wow, this software can write emails, it can connect to 10 different platforms and show me these 3D dashboards. Let's use it all. But here's the problem. You barely send enough emails for that to matter. You don't actually need half those integrations. And let's be honest, you're not even looking at the dashboards after a week. It's really about asking, where's my business bleeding time, bleeding money, or one mistake away from disaster? That's the game. And here's the simple framework to find those pressure points every time. Here is my PVR framework. Stands for pain, value, risk. First, we ask ourselves, where's the pain? That's those time wasters, that manual work, that constant stress. Then, where's the value? That's those high impact tasks that drive revenue. Then we ask, where's the risk? Places where one error could cost you big. Okay, let's get into it. Part one is pain. Pain is the boring, repetitive stuff that multiplies as you grow. Think of it like this. If your hands get sore from typing the same thing over and over, that's pain. It's the email you send for the 47th time. It's the same reminder. It's the same copy and paste. It's that same invoice one or two times. That's annoying, but that's fine. Hundreds of times, that's not a task anymore. That's this tax. And the bigger you grow, the worse it gets. So here is the kicker. 5 minutes of manual data entry doesn't sound bad, but at 50 leads a day, that's over 4 hours gone. That's half someone's day buried in a spreadsheet instead of building the business. And at scale, the weight of those small tasks crush your growth. It's like adding pebbles to a backpack. At first, it's no problem, but add enough and you suddenly can't take a step forward. Here's what this looks like. Business A responds by hiring more people to click faster. Business B builds a machine once and it runs forever. It's like, which do you think is going to have more success, right? So the formula is simple. Pain equals boring plus repetitive plus multiplies with growth. If you feel that drag every single day, that's not something to tolerate. That's the red flashing light telling you automate this now. Okay, now we're going to move to value. This is the automation that directly makes you money, not saving time, not convenience, straight revenue. Think value automations in 3 buckets. You have get more leads, which is automations that drive more people into your funnel. Think automated outreach campaigns, LinkedIn scrapers pulling prospect lists, ads that push leads straight into your CRM. If your top of funnel is bigger, revenue potential grows instantly. Then we have convert more leads, automation that increases your close rate. That's instant follow-up emails, auto text alerts to your reps, lead scoring that flags the hottest prospects first. We want to make it as easy as possible for the customer to buy and our salesmen to sell. Then thirdly, we collect more cash. Automation that makes sure money actually lands in your account. Auto-generated invoices, payment reminders, Stripe and QuickBook integrations that close the loop, because revenue means nothing if it sits uncollected. If it helps you get more leads, convert more leads, or collect more cash, it's a value automation. Let me give you guys a good example so you can visualize. A prospect who's ready to buy fills out your form at 6 p.m. Most businesses, that lead sits cold until the next morning. By the time you reply, your competitor already called them, pitched them, maybe even closed them. You lost before you even knew you were in the game. Now, the automated version, lead info is enriched instantly. The prospect gets a personalized email within seconds that helps them with the next steps. Your salesperson gets a notification that alerts them of the lead. You just shrank your response time from 12 hours to 12 seconds. That's not efficiency. That's an increase in revenue. And here's why speed is so valuable. This is from the Harvard Business Review. If you respond to leads within 60 seconds, you close up to 4 times more deals. 4 times, not 10% better, not 20%, 400% better. Why? Because interest is highest in the first minute. Delay and you're dead in the water. Act instantly and you're the only one in the conversation. And that's just one example of how effective these automations can be. So here's the question you need to ask. Which bucket does this hit? Does it get more leads? Does it convert more leads? Does it collect more cash? Because that's how we find value automations. Okay, let's move to part 3. Humans screw up. It's not if, it's when. One typo on an invoice, that's annoying. One misquote on a proposal, that's thousands of dollars. One compliance deadline missed, that can wipe out a year of profit in a single fine. Risk automations are about building guardrails. They protect you from the mistakes that drain money quietly or blow up big. Picture this. You've got a bucket with your revenue, but it's leaking through the cracks. Misquotes, invoice errors, compliance mistakes. Every leak is dripping onto the floor. A puddle of lost profit you don't even notice until it's too late. Now, patch those cracks with automation. Quotes always pulled from the right price sheet, invoices sent on time, error-free, compliance logs track perfectly in the background. Suddenly, that bucket fills instead of drains. Risk automations mean you don't leak your hard-earned revenue. This is invisible ROI. You won't brag about it on Twitter, but the day it saves you, you'll thank yourself forever. Because pros don't just automate to save time or make money. They automate to protect the downside. And that's what keeps you in the game long enough to win. So here's how you actually use this framework. I want you to write out pain, value, and risk. Make a list below each. So start with pain because boring is beautiful. Repetitive, mind-numbing tasks are the easiest to automate and give you instant time back. Knock those out first. That's your quick win. Then move to value. Once you've cleared the busy work, point automation at the money. Leads, follow-ups, payments, that's getting more leads, converting more leads, or collecting more cash. Finally, tackle risk. When the machine is running and the money is flowing, plug the leaks. Misquotes, invoice errors, compliance mistakes. Automation patches them so you keep what you earn. That's the order. Pain, value, risk. It's not about chasing shiny tools. It's about stacking these in the right sequence so your business scales without extra headcount and without falling apart. Now, here's where you decide what to do with this. If you want the how, there's so much information out there on YouTube. I'm also posting daily for the next 90 days. That's real builds in N8N step by step. Subscribe and drop your industry and some pain points below. I'll tailor a walkthrough for you. If you want it done, email me. We can set up a call. We'll map your top 3 PVR targets and my agency will automate your first for free. I'm Sebastian. This is Automation for Business. Remember, nails first, then hammer. Happy building.